I'm not just talking about the fact that there aren't more indigenous people's bodies in our scientific, like academic spaces, but also the idea that the knowledge that these communities have harbored and brought forward for a long time hasn't been privileged and mostly hasn't been listened to. So a little epistemic humility can go a long way, and a pluralistic attitude to building knowledge can help us all in our various human endeavors. I think I can close with one example that I'm just really fixated on because I think it's like tragic and hilarious at the same time. In the Pacific Northwest of the United States and I guess like southwestern Canada, there are these places that traditionally it have been called old growth forests, where people thought this is like untouched wilderness. Like this is just nature, like somehow untouched by man, this sort of like dichotomy of human and nature. Um, and it turns out that view is totally wrong, because indigenous groups had been there for a long time and had actually like heavily altered the ecosystem there, not in an unsustainable way. Like they altered it sustainably so that that ecosystem at every level of the biosphere, like the canopy level and at the like shrub level and at the like subfloor level, they had populated those forests with edible foods and medicinal herbs and like things that were useful to the indigenous groups that lived there. And that kind of stewardship, you can see throughout, right, the world, like where humans have been altering their environment everywhere, but because of this colonial situation and this like complete lack of knowledge that the settlers came in with, like they didn't see that. They saw wilderness, and it took hundreds of years for like the powers that be to start acknowledging that that was true, right? And like how differently we would live and we would eat and we would move through the world if we had that knowledge at the outset. And I think it's a tragedy, not just for the groups that have been so heavily disadvantaged, but all of us that have lost out on the ways in which those knowledges could have helped us, right? That's a
Yeah.
small example and also a huge example, right?
Yeah.